it is so manipulative that politicians and like media and just the powerful figures in general are like trying to redirect frustration and anger from where it rightly sits with them, because they're making all the decisions, they're choosing where the money goes and what services get money and funding, and if they get money and funding. And it's like, I think it's a fine balance, because I think it's also really important to recognize that you can't capitalize on something that isn't already there. And I do think there's a lot of racism that exists within society, and like facing that head on and being like, you can't stir up the waters if the kind of mud isn't already there to stir up. So yeah, it's a fine balance between calling people out, but then also acknowledging, like Adele said, the frustrations. And it's just shit at the moment. It's like we've basically got no NHS. The NHS that we do have, half of it's privatized. Like, you can't get mental health treatment for love nor money. You can't afford food, you can't afford shelter. If you have got shelter, like, you don't know if you're going to have it next week. It's crazy. Like, people can't afford to have kids, and then they're getting shouted at because if you can't afford to have kids, you shouldn't have kids. It's what, so the whole human population is just going to die because literally no one can afford to have kids. It's nonsense. I wanted to say bullshit, I'm going to say bullshit instead. But yeah, it's important because I think that our only hope of combating these things is uniting as a working class. And we can only do that if we stop fighting each other, because refugee communities are our working class communities, trans communities are our communities, migrant communities are our communities. So why are we fighting each other? People who are worse off than us, because they have been marginalized by society. And if we can channel that collective frustration and rage and start redirecting it up to systems of power, whether that be through strike action or protests or just not feeding the machines, like the algorithms and the stuff that keep us subservient, then like we've won, haven't we? Because there's so many more, far more of us than there are of them. So I think it's like 50 of the richest families in the UK own 50% of UK wealth. So can you imagine if we flipped it and actually redirected the power to ourselves?